So the Diddy trial starts on Monday, and we know the star witness in this case, absolutely positively, is going to be Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who is also, everybody knows, on this horrific tape of her getting beaten by Diddy back in 2016. That tape, not the CNN version, but another version, is going to be played to the jury. Well, take a look at Cassie. She is out in New York.
That's her in New York today, and looking. We knew she was pregnant, and we hadn't seen her since really February when they announced that she was pregnant. But she seems pretty far along, and she will be testifying next week, taking the stand. We think that she'll testify next week.
Sean Diddy Combs, one of hip-hop's most powerful moguls, is currently facing a federal sex trafficking trial that has shocked fans and insiders alike. The spotlight is now on the star witness, his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, who is bravely stepping forward with emotional testimony that could change everything. But there's more drama unfolding behind the scenes. A crucial witness has mysteriously disappeared just days before the trial begins, raising serious questions about what's really going on. In this video, we'll break down all the latest developments from the trial and what they mean for everyone involved.
That is going to have some impact, one hell of an impact on the jury.
We have talked about before how appearance makes a difference in cases. How Diddy's appearance, wearing a sweater, having gray hair and glasses and whatnot, that it's all designed for something. Well, optics make a difference in court. And when you think about what this case is about, this is about the defense saying that not only did Diddy lead a swingers lifestyle, but so did Cassie. And that this was all consensual. And that they are saying there is no fraud, coercion, anything like that. When you look at Cassie getting on the stand, the jury is going to have to reconcile that image with the description or the picture that the defense is painting.
Well, and also they're going to hear her side of the story as she looks like that, and she's going to be telling, if she's refuting Diddy's version that that was their lifestyle and that it was all consensual, I would imagine she's going to say some version of, I wanted out, and I was just afraid to leave.
Well, by the way, in a way, we already know what Cassie is going to say because she filed a lawsuit.
Right.
And she laid it out in great detail.
Right.
And said that there was fraud and coercion and force in the situation.
Looking the way she looks.
The prosecution's case suddenly hit a major snag when one of the key witnesses, referred to as Victim 3, failed to show up to court. According to sources close to the case, this witness has been uncooperative and is dealing with personal issues that might prevent her from testifying. Her absence could severely weaken the government's case, especially since she was expected to corroborate many of the allegations against Diddy. The defense is likely watching this situation closely, as it presents them an opportunity to argue reasonable doubt. Meanwhile, the mystery surrounding this witness's identity and disappearance continues to fuel intense speculation in the media and among fans.
If she is the first witness to take the stand, and you tell me just strategy-wise whether this would be a good thing for the prosecutors to do. If she's the first person to take the stand, you're playing from behind if you're Diddy's team, right? Now you're in the hole right away with the jury because let's just Cassie's going to be come out on top in that exchange. Now you're playing from behind. Does it make more sense as the prosecutors to have her go first, a strong leadoff, or do you wait a couple of witnesses and then bring her in?
Well, they've said they are going to call 2 minor witnesses and then another witness. So I'm a little surprised that they're calling 2 minor witnesses first, not underage. They're just talking about people who are not central to the case.
Right.
I don't know who they are. In fact, what I'm told is neither does the defense. They haven't revealed it yet. Now, that may have changed, and I don't know, but because at some point they've got to give notice of who is taking the stand. Look, I mean, Cassie is everything in this case, and she sets it up.
So would you start with her if you were?
I thought they would start. I thought they would start with her. I mean, I thought out of the box they would start with Cassie, because she can tell a complete story. Everybody else, in a sense, is additive. Now, there's something else. Speaking of ex-girlfriends, there are 3 ex-girlfriends. Um, one is not cooperating, and the prosecution, it seems, is having great difficulty getting her to come to court to testify.
They have described her. They've said this is victim 3 in the indictment, and she is. We know an ex-girlfriend. Know that she's an ex-girlfriend.
Right.
And there was a whole exchange about her in court this week where they said, we're having trouble getting her to come in, that she has some conflict. She's got things going on in her personal life. And it was described by the government as...
Amidst the uncertainty of the missing witness, all eyes remain on Cassie Ventura, who carries the weight of the prosecution's case on her shoulders. She has been described by court insiders as a poised and determined witness, despite her visible pregnancy. The public reaction has been overwhelmingly empathetic, with many people moved by her courage in recounting years of alleged manipulation and abuse. The defense's challenge now is how to effectively cross-examine her without appearing insensitive or out of touch with the jury's emotions. They will likely try to portray her relationship with Diddy as consensual and loving, but the evidence and testimony so far paint a far more complicated and troubling picture.
Our sources are saying she has been uncooperative from the get-go, and did not want to testify. And I'm just finding this really fascinating, because what are they going to do on Monday when they deliver opening statements? Because an opening statement is when you lay out the case. You're going to hear from so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. So the question, are they going to reference this woman if they can't deliver? Because what you don't want to do...
Well, they have to reference her. She's in the indictment as victim 3. Are they can't just ignore one of the victims that they put in the indictment.
They could.
I mean, the defense would tear them apart if they don't.
Well, they could. The defense isn't going to say they didn't mention another alleged victim. So I don't think the defense is going to say that if they don't reference it. But I don't see how they reference it unless they have a lock that she's going to show up. Because if she doesn't show up, it's a problem.
Yeah, and it's a devastating development for the prosecution, because remember, that first indictment they brought just had Cassie. It had victim number 1,
right.
and they've sort of
That's
cobbled together
they
a
added
case
2 and
where
then
they've
they added 1.
Right, and they've added them because they knew they needed to bolster their case beyond Cassie, because he can always say, I was in a long-term relationship with Cassie. They needed more people. And so this is a critical piece of the prosecution's case. To have that witness potentially not show up is a devastating blow for them.
This trial is more than just a legal battle. It's a high-stakes drama involving power, trust, and betrayal at the highest levels of the music industry. Cassie Ventura's testimony is expected to shed light not only on her own experience, but on the larger culture surrounding Diddy and his associates. How the jury perceives Cassie, the missing witness, and Diddy himself will likely determine the outcome of this case. As new details emerge, fans and critics alike are watching closely to see if justice will be served. If you found this breakdown insightful and want to stay on top of every twist and turn in the Diddy trial, make sure you smash that like button right now. Share this video with your friends who love Hollywood drama, because this story is just getting started and everyone needs to be in the know. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest updates, exclusive insights, and courtroom coverage.